versus Leicester City, which will be taking place at the King Power Stadium at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. So I'm going to start by giving you my predicted lineup. I've gone with a 3-4-3 formation simply because Leicester City do tend to go with a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2 formation under Claude Puel, that is. But yeah, in terms of the personnel, I've gone with Caballero in goal. I think that Courtois needs to get his head back in gear, because since the Real Madrid speculation, he hasn't really been the same goalkeeper as we've seen him in the last 3 or 4 years or 3 or 4 seasons. I've gone with Caballero. The back three, I've gone with a strong back three, except for the left centre back in certain aspects. I've gone with Cesar Azpilicueta as the right centre back. He definitely needs to be there to stop players like Albrighton and maybe Mahrez if their wingers alternate. In the sweeper role, I've gone with Andreas Christensen. I think this is the game for him to improve on his defensive errors recently. And as the left centre back, I've gone with Ethan Ampadu. Again, I think this is the game for him. It is an FA Cup game, so I think that he will start against Leicester City, but he will have a big job to fill, or big job to do if he does start up against Mahrez. So hopefully he does start, and hopefully he stops Mahrez. The two wing backs for me, I think Marcus Alonso and Victor Moses do need a rest. I've gone with Emerson Palmieri as the left wing back, or Palm Tree, that is my nickname for him. On the right flank, I've gone with Davide Zappacosta. I think against Barcelona, when he came on, he was excellent. I remember he bossed, I can't remember who it was it Jordi Alba or Jordi Alba? I have a habit of saying Jordi Alba, but he barged him off the ball, or one of the Barcelona defenders off the ball, and made them look like a fool. He was defensively solid in my opinion. So yeah, I would go with Davide Zappacosta as the right wing back. In central midfield, now this is a problem. Kante for me definitely has to start, but for me, in my lineup, I went with Kante and Fabregas, but Fabregas was absolutely dreadful against Barcelona. He was at fault for us conceding the second goal. He gave the ball away. He gave the ball to Messi as he was trying to pass to one of our three centre-backs whilst they were under pressure, which is something you just don't do, especially against Messi. So yeah, for me, I did go with Fabregas, but I would understand if Drinkwater or Bakayoko, or maybe even Hudson-Odoi in midfield, because he is naturally an attacking midfielder as well as a winger, so I wouldn't mind if Hudson-Odoi to start. But yeah, I've gone with Kante and Fabregas. The front three, again, another dilemma, because Hazard hasn't been on form. He hasn't scored a goal since West Brom at home. His performances haven't been the best, but I'm not one to slate our players unless they perform really badly. So I have gone with Eden Hazard on the left flank, or as the left forward. On the right hand side, I've gone with Willian, because he's been our best player in the last few games. Up top, I have gone with Alvaro Morata, because I think that this is the game for him to regain form, score some goals, as he hasn't scored in the last 12 or 13 games, I think it is. I'll have to research that one, but that is my predicted lineup. To recap, I've gone with a 3-4-3, Caballero in goal, a back three of Cesar Azpilicueta, Andreas Christensen and Ethan Ampadu, a midfield four including the two wing backs, of course, and as always, of Davide Zappacosta, Kante and Fabregas in midfield, in central midfield shall I say, and Emerson Palmieri or Palm Tree as the left wing back. Yes, that is my nickname for Emerson. And the front three, I've gone with Willian, Alvaro Morata and Eden Hazard. Now Leicester is going to be a hard game, no doubt about it, because they do have talent. They do have talented players like Mahrez and Vardy, and they do have some good players on the bench as well. So this leads me onto my score prediction, and I've gone with a 2-1 Chelsea win. I don't think that it will be the best performance, but like I've said in previous previews, I think it will be a performance which would give us confidence to face teams and to go out on the international break and hopefully return and beat Tottenham, which is always a tough ask in my opinion. I'm never confident for Tottenham at home because the record, but that's for another week. Yeah, I've gone with a 2-1 Chelsea win. I think the boys will do it. I think they will fight for the fans. I think they will fight for each other, and I think that they will prove to us that Barcelona was just a little blip, because we didn't perform necessarily badly in that game. However, there were a few individual mistakes which cost us being in the Champions League, let alone the Champions League quarter-final stages. But yeah, that's it from me. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all tomorrow for my team sheet reaction. That's alright. Come on, Chelsea. Let's beat Leicester and let's get into the semi-finals. Come on, you Blues. And peace.